Hey guys, what is up? I'm ROBLOX here, and today I'm showing you how to make a RC tank and build a boat. So yeah, before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe for future content. Also, comment RC tank because, you know, it's an RC tank video. So yeah, and let's get right into it. Alrighty guys, so here is the RC tank. As you can see, it's pretty much just a normal tank, except like, you know, it's RC. But, I mean, it's newer, and it's a more updated version, because I made a video of a tank before. And if you really wanted to, you could just go see that video if you don't already have a tank. But this one's updated, and I'm pretty sure it actually works a little bit better than the other one. So yeah. But as you can see, it can go forward, it can turn in both directions, left and right, and it can go backwards, and it can also go against the water. And as you probably just saw, it can do cool maneuvers like spinning and stuff. And depending on how good at driving you are, you can probably make it drift. I don't know if I can though. Let me just actually try that. Can I make it drift? Yes, I can. Look at that drift. That was an awesome drifting tank. New video drifting tank. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it can go. It's pretty overpowered. Alrighty guys, so building this is pretty easy actually, except the only thing that sucks is that I'm pretty sure you need to be on PC to do this, and you need pretty much all the tools. You need the delete tool, the build tool, property tool, the scaling tool, and the binding tool. So yeah, you'll pretty much need to be on PC. So let's get right into it. So the first thing we actually want to do is just get any block and build it, or go to like pretty much the middle of the map or something, and a pretty far away from all the edges, and just place down your block. And then scale up to 22 studs tall, just like this. So it should be 2 by 22 by 2. And then you want to get your titanium out, and you want to place one titanium block just on top, and then you want to scale it out 4 studs, so 1 2 3 4, just like that on both sides. So now the length of this should be 10 by 2 by 2. So yeah, your dimension. And then what you want to do is you want to get your titanium rods and place them under this like bar right here, I guess, and it should look like this right now. And then you just want to get titanium and just place one block on the bottom like this. So it should look like this right now. It should kind of look like a prison bar gate without the ability to stay in. Yeah. But now what you want to do is you want to get your pistons, and you want to place a piston on all of these like corner blocks right here, just like this, and that's pretty much just gonna be 20 pistons. So yeah, and then you want to get your titanium rods, and you want to build 3 out on all the pistons like this. Just 1 2 3, and boom. And by the way, you can use other rods, I'm just using these rods because they look nice. And yeah, and then get your rods out again and go 3 out on the back side, just like this. And boom. So it should look like this right now. Kind of looks like, I don't even know what this looks like, but it looks like this. And then we're going to want to get our wheels, or not wheels yet. You want to get your titanium block and place 1 block on the end of each of these like lines. So it should be 8 in total, 4 on each side. So it should look like this now. And then you want to get your wheels out and place your wheel pretty much right here facing out, and then you want to place another one just on it like this. So it should be like that. And then we do that on pretty much all of these blocks. So yeah, you're gonna need a bit of wheels. And boom. Okay, and oh, I actually forgot one. Okay, just like that. I think I have all of them. And now it looks like a really weird car that can be flipped and still survive. But yeah, now what you want to do is you want to get your titanium rods, or just any rods. And by the way, this will be using a lot of rods. So if you don't have like maybe about 70 rods or 100 rods, you might want to get some more rods, because it's gonna use a bit of rods. But I mean, you can get a few from these legendary chests, pretty sure. But yeah, also I'm pretty sure they're in shops sometimes. But yeah, what you want to do is you want to face towards the water, or whatever direction you think will be the front, and then you want to go to the bottom right wheel, which would be this one for me. And then you want to place your rod in the middle, and then go down 2 studs like this. Make sure it moves at 1, by the way. And then place it, and it should be like this. And then what you want to do is get your hinge, and place your hinge facing inwards like that, like towards like the middle right here. Then you want to delete this, so it should just be a floating rod, or not rod, floating hinge a little bit under this wheel. And then I want to get your titanium rod, or just any rod, place it right here, and then place another one right there. So the yellow part of the hinge should be going inside of this rod that is like going on the inside of the tank like this. And now I'm going to do a method that is really fast for making tanks, which would be, well, usually what you would do is you would place another hinge right here, and then you would do the same process over again like this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to place one rod on the end. So let me just delete this. So you should just have this right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place another rod here and place another rod there, and then I'm just going to continue this all the way until the end, which is, oops, stop, okay, right here, right here. So it should be just a little bit over this wheel right here, and it should just be like this solid bar going here. And then what you do is you delete the pole that is next to this one. So as you can see, or right across from it. So this one you delete here, this one you delete here, this one you delete here, and you just keep doing this like checkered pattern thing until you reach the end. And it should be the innermost like rod that's left at the end right here. If it's not, make sure you redo it, unless you're making a different design, which I don't really recommend because it might be really hard to follow. And then what you do is get your hinge and then place the hinge on the end of the rod that the last hinge was on. So here, this is the last hinge, so it'd be here. And you always make sure that the yellow part is facing into this new hinge. So just keep doing this, just like this. And then the last one, the last yellow one should be facing over here towards the right, and it should be on the end like this. And then what you want to do is you get your titanium rods out again, place a rod on top of this, just like this, and make sure that it's perfectly on it, because sometimes you can place it just a little bit off like that, and you don't want that. So it should be like this, and then just place another one right there. So now this one here should be lining up with this entire row, and then you just do the same thing. You place one on top, place one on the right like this, and then you just go up. And you just want to go up about 2, so it should just be a little bit over this wheel right here. And then you delete, so delete this one, this is the top one, so delete this one, and delete that one. So it should be like this now. The last one should be on the innermost as well. And then what you want to do is get out your hinge and just go like this. It's pretty much the same exact pattern as before. And now what you want to do is get your titanium rods, do the same exact thing. You place one here and you place one there, just like that. So it should be like this. And then we do the same thing again, place a rod here, place a rod here, and then just go all the way till we're at the end. Okay, and then right here is the end. And before I did this as the end, because it pretty much, it does go over, but that actually makes it really unstable and explode very often. So just go one more out, so it should be like this. It should be like a pretty significant distance away from this wheel, the end of this rod. So yeah, and then we do the exact same thing. We just delete these, the pattern, just like this. And then this one, the end rod, should actually be on the outer layer over here. And before, like usually when you make a tank, it should all be ending on the inner, but just for this tank, we're actually going to end on the outer because it just doesn't break. I've done testing and it just makes it sturdier, better. So yeah, now get your hinge again, and we do the same exact thing, just like this, and done. Okay, and now this hinge should be facing on the inside, and then we do the exact same pattern as before. We just place the rod there, place the rod there, delete that rod, and then we go down, just like this. Boom. And it should end about one hinge. Like if you were to place one hinge, it should be parallel with this. So yeah, and then what we want to do is delete this, just like before, And now we don't place like this, we place looking down. So like this, boom, boom, boom. So yeah. And by the way, if you forgot, you do actually have to have the yellow part going inside of this right here. And as you can see now, this one is on the same layer as this. So what you want to do is just connect them. So by doing that, or to do that, you just do this. And you don't really need to do like the pattern thing that we did before. You can just do this because it won't really change much. It's still gonna be fast. And boom. Now as you can see, they're connected. And now we're going to do a quick test to see if it actually worked. So what you do is you save it in whatever slot you're gonna save it in. So mine's for video. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to unanchor it, and it should stay together. And there, if you look, there should be no parts that are straight still. And if you even want to, you can connect something to it and spin it, and as you can see, it spins perfectly fine. So yeah, then just load it again, and if it worked, good job, you did it. If it didn't work, try to go through and see what you did wrong, and if you can't figure it out, maybe just restart and try to understand it better. I don't know, I've never had it fail. So yeah, and now what we're going to do is a bit of a challenging part. It's kind of confusing, but it's definitely less challenging than making this. So what we do is we put a rod right here towards like the front. This will be the front right here where the pistons are. Put your rod basically on the left side, or like your left side I guess, next to this piston right here, and then we go to the right once, just like that. So it should be like this to the like wood thing right here. So yeah, and maybe just for like reference or something, I can go like this, look around. Okay, once you did that, you want to look down and you want to place a rod under it, just like that. Press R and T, and now you want to go behind this like bottom facing rod, place one rod there, so it should look like this right now, and then we're going to place another rod right there. So boom. Okay, what we actually want to do is place another rod right here. Alrighty, so set your move to 0.5, get your titanium rod, place it like right here. Okay, so just put your rod right here, go to the left 0.5 like this, or towards the middle I guess. So it should be like this right now, and it should be lining up perfectly with this. And now there is an issue. If we were to continue placing the way we should place, it will be wrong. So what we have to do is we have to set our move actually back to 1, press RT, so it's like this, and we want to go back 1, place, go back 1, place. So it should pretty much be like this. Then delete the first 2 that you placed like this, so it should be like this right now. And then you want to just place 2 like that, and then delete those 2. So now it should be 1 right here. So actually let me just go from the beginning. We have 1 facing out, going towards the water, 1 going down, 1 horizontal to that, and then 2 more going the same way. And then we place 1.5 to the left, place 2 more so that it's pretty much 2 hinges like backwards. And now it should be about 1 hinge like pointing out of this, and it should be 0.5 into this. It's pretty confusing, but don't worry about it. It doesn't matter if it's touching this as well. It should just be like this. So yeah. And if that was confusing, you can go watch it again, because if you watch it a few times, you might start to understand it. But now what we want to do is place a hinge here, and then just place another rod here, just like that. And now we're going to do a somewhat tricky part, but it's not that hard. It's way easier than what we just did. That part's really confusing. So just get out your spring, press T 2 times, or whatever you press to go down, press, and now it should fall down to the bottom like this. And then get your ultra thruster or just a normal thruster, it really doesn't matter. Place it or make it so it's facing like upside down I guess, or like there's a thruster, the thrust is going down. And then we place it on a spring just like this. And then what we want to do is unanchor both of those, and then turn on the thruster, and then really quickly get your titanium block and place it on either side of the, or both sides of the spring. Delete the thruster, and then make sure to anchor the spring again. Okay, now set your scale to 0.5, and then go like this. Just scale them in, scale it up, scale it down like this, so it just fits pretty much perfectly onto the spring. And then set your scale to 0.2, and then scale all the way in just like this. Alrighty, so now what we want to do is get out your spring again, press T 2 times again, just like you did with this one, zoom in, place it, and it should be pretty much in the exact same spot right here, and it should just be going down. Now what we want to do is on this hinge right here, which it should be lined up with pretty much perfectly, is we want to place a titanium rod facing out like this, and then we want to get our thruster again. And actually, let me just use the thruster, the normal thruster, just to show you that we can use it. And what we want to do is just unanchor the two again, turn on this thruster, and it should be stopped right where this one is, right here. And then we want to do the same thing again, place our titanium blocks, delete the rod, delete the thruster, make sure to anchor the thing again, and now just scale in like this, again, just like on the other one. Say it's scale to 0.5 or 0.2, I mean, and then scale in just like this. So yeah, as you can see, boom. And now pretty much it should be very close to touching this. We don't want it to be touching. So now what we want to do is we want to get our hinge. Make sure the hinge is facing into the spring right here, and then we want to place it just like that. So it should be connecting this, and as you can see, this, like the hinge part should be inside of this. It should be connected to this hinge perfectly. So yeah, now let me just save. Make sure you save as often as you can, so that if you mess something up, you know, you can just go back to the previous save, and let's test it out. Pretty much all this does is make sure that the track actually stays in the right spot. As you can see, actually, well, I mean the pistons are too far, but even if it weren't too far, it would stay on forever because we got this. So yeah. Also, they are a little glitchy right now because we still have some things to do with the hinges and stuff, but we'll do that later after we make the second track. So yeah. Now we're actually just gonna move on to the second track. So pretty much do the exact same thing that you did on this side. So yeah, I guess I'll just fast forward through it, but I will like show you what to do in the beginning part, I guess. So just get down your hinge. I'll just lay like the basics for you. Get your hinge, place it the same way you did on the other wheel, just like this. Then get your hinge and place your hinge facing inwards, just like this. Delete this, and then you want to get your rod out again. Place your rod right here, and then right here, just like that. And the rod should be going inwards. And then we just want to place a rod here and a rod here, and then we just want to carry this all the way to the end, the same pattern. Place it here. Okay, all the way to the end, just like this. And then we want to delete this. Boom. Can't do that. Boom, with the pattern. And then we just want to place the hinges right here. And boom. That should get you started to know what to do. And yeah, if it didn't, maybe you can just slow down the video and fast forward a little bit just to see, you know, what I'm doing. Or otherwise, I'm just gonna fast forward right now. So yeah. Alright, so I pretty much finished this entire track right here. Now what we want to do is start on this, and I'll get you help with that, or like start it, I guess. So just place it on the other side, just like this. So it should be one rod in between these two right here. And then we want to place it down, just like this. And then we press R and T, so it's facing to the side. Place it right here, place another one right here, go out again, and then set your move to 0.5. And then we want to move it in like this once, like in towards the right, I guess. And then we want to set your move back to 1, and then we just want to go back 1 like this, back 1 like that. Delete those two, place like this, just like that. So it should be just like that. And then we want to get our hinge, place our hinge there, and place our rod there. And just like that, you can start doing the like spring thing again. So yeah. Alright, just like that, I'm done with the spring thing. so it should be done, should look just like this, should be perfectly identical on either side, just like this. So yeah, now what we want to do is start on making the actual tracks right here. So to do that, what we're going to do is just get our titanium blocks, or just any block I guess, and place the block, or say you move to 1, or not 1.5, place the block right here in between these hinges, just like this. And we just want to do that pretty much everywhere we can, just like this, and make sure it is not touching a hinge, because if it does, it will anchor the hinge pretty much and ruin it. So yeah, now once you've done that, it should look like this. And if you want to, actually, you can just place like this all the way to the right. Actually, never mind, I take that back, you can't do that. Yeah, pretty much once you place all those, set your scale back to 1, scale down 1, scale back 1, 2, just like this, and then scale forward 1, 2. So pretty much just do that on all of them, except well, actually no, wait, don't do that on all of them. Pretty much you just want them to all line up like this, and you want them to line up, so if you're looking straight down like this, they should be about halfway through the tire like this. So that's pretty much where you want them to line up, and you just do that to all of them. So on the first one you'd go back 2, on the second one you go back 1, and yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. So back 2, forward 2, and then here you go back 1, forward 3. So it'd just be like that. Okay, so I finished the first one, and this can actually get pretty tiring, can take a while. So yeah, and now what we want to do is just place another titanium block in between all of these like hinges, and we just do the exact same thing. Alright, and we just pretty much just keep doing this on all of these. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna fast forward through all of this, and just as I said before, just make sure none of these actually touch a hinge. So yeah. Okay, by the way, I forgot to say, when you get to a spring, just make the 2 either side of it like this, only 6 by 1 by 1, just like this, so they're not touching the spring, or else it will completely break. So yeah. Alright, and I think I'm done just like that. And yeah, that actually took a bit of time. That was like 4 minutes, and my arm hurts now. But it's fine, my arm does not matter. But as you can see, if editing me actually forgot, I actually said something over here, and I'm just gonna say it again. In between these right here, these springs, make sure that they're not like wide like these ones. Make sure they're thin so that they don't touch this right here, or else it will really screw things up. So yeah. Now we're pretty much done with the tank. Like, I mean, if you wanted to, you could just connect it over here to a switch or whatever, and turn it on. It'll just go forward, but it will break instantly because of this thing right here. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to take out our select tool, and we're going to select everything, all these top like pistons right here, and we want to set them to 8 extend length. And then we want to select these bottom ones and set them to 7. And I think that's right. Let me just double check quickly. Already, I think it was correct. So yeah, now these should be the correct length. If you want, you can try them out, which I think I actually will. Wait, let me just see. Yep, okay, let me just try, see if it's right. You know, it should be right. So now if you actually place on a switch, do that, and then press the switch, as you can see, they go out just like that, and they got stuck, but don't worry, that is fine. They should be getting stuck right now, actually, because we still have other things to do. Like, for instance, get out your property tool and select everything that is touching the spring pretty much over here, and including this hinge right here, and turn collision off, and do the same thing on both. So boom, 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 collision off, just like that. Oh, too. Just make sure it's all collision off. If it's not, it will literally explode. So yeah, and boom, that should be done right there. Both of these. Now it should run smoother, but we still need to do more things. So first thing we need to do is we need to select all of the hinges, and we will turn those collision off. So yeah, this might take a second, but once those are collision off, it will run extremely well. So yeah, it will just not get stuck on anything, because what does there get stuck on? Everything's collision off. So yeah, and just make sure you get all of the hinges. So yeah, all the hinges should be selected right now, so just turn collision off, just like that, and do it on the other side. And by the way, if you want to know how to like click multiple at a time, just hold shift and click all the ones you want to at the same time. And yeah, so right now I'm holding shift as I'm clicking on these, and I'm not letting go of shift, I'm just holding shift. So yeah, boom, just like that, all those ones selected, and then the last few right here, and turn collision off. Okay, just like that. This tank is pretty much done with the collision off and stuff. Now we're just going to place down a car seat, and now comes kind of the tricky part, I guess. So deselect or hold your binding tool, I guess, and then you want to take all of these like pistons right here, and then press the car seat, and then take and select the pistons again, and then press the car seat. And now set these to anything but WASD. So I'm just gonna do like Q and E, like this. And this here is super important because it makes sure that your tank actually works. So yeah. Okay, now comes the kind of trickier part. We want to select all of the wheels and make sure they're all selected, and then press the car seat. Now only these four should have a line going to them. Now we want to select only the farthest wheels from the center, which should only be the outside wheels over here. Select the car seat, forward W, backwards S. Okay, that does not change for those wheels, but then these inside wheels are tricky. Select all the inside wheels on the left side, and then make forward D, backwards A, and then do the opposite thing for the opposite side. So the opposite side right here, make it so that A is forward and D is backwards. It's a D forward, A backwards. So yeah, now it should work. So if we just save this and just load it in just to make sure it actually is there. Now all you have to do is unanchor, and then while you're extending your pistons, make sure that you're moving forward as well by pressing W. Now delete this. It should be able to move around. And also there is one more setting we need to do on the wheels that will actually make it fast, and make sure to turn the wheel torque up once, so it should be orange like that. And now the last thing that we need to do, place the camera in the center, and you're done, just like that. Make sure you save it, get inside the seat, and then we just want to wait, let me see. Okay, now just unanchor it, hold E and W at the same time, or whatever you use for your piston. Delete that, press F to go into the camera, and now you should have a working RC tank. Alright, I forgot to say, actually, you can't actually put anything on your tank, like a turret or something that you made, or you could put like maybe a bunch of chairs for people to get picked up on. It doesn't matter, like as long as you have the little camera or at least a seat on there, it's fine. But just make sure you have the camera, and you can add anything onto it. Make sure it's not touching anything important though. So yeah. Alrighty guys, I'm actually going to be racing this to the end, or not really racing, because I mean there's literally no one else here but me, but I will be trying to get to the end on this. And I'm kind of funny, I look like this now. This is my new character, I'm just a camera. But yeah, let's just get going. I've actually tried to get to the end on this before I actually started recording any of this video, and I got pretty far, except this time I'm actually going to try, because before I was just like hitting every rock to see how durable it was. So yeah. Wow. Okay, that was a very unplanned for, but my right tread already broke. So That might be a problem for me. I think I'm just going to delete this so that it let goes of me. Hopefully, please. I have a better idea. I'm going to become a car. Why isn't W working? I think I'm getting karma for deleting it because W is not doing anything for me. I don't know why. I just deleted that. Hopefully it actually does something. It does not do anything. At least I have a barrier. That's not in the right spot at all, but yeah, that's fine, right? I'm just making this guy spin, and he is a killing machine. He just goes and hits rocks. I guess he avoids rocks too. Jeez, that's not very nice. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is where I got to last time, so as long as my camera doesn't get taken out, I think I'm fine. Now, I could have just made this so easy, because pretty much whenever I have an RC build, I just count the camera dying as me dying. So, pretty much, I could just, like, make a giant thing over the camera so that I can't die. But that's cheating. I never cheat, right? This tornado better not, like, throw me. I don't even know what that tornado does. I don't even think that tornado does anything, actually. Uh-oh. There's no way. I'm just gonna be a lone camera that's gonna get one-tapped by a rock. I'm already dying. Oh my god, this was like the worst spot to enter. Okay, well, looks like I died on the last stage. That really sucks, now doesn't it? Well, I guess final conclusion, you cannot get to the end on this in one attempt. Yeah. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and see ya.